StayLoose back again here with another tutorial showing you how to create sounds on your grandmother synthesizer by Moog. This is a monthly series I'm doing. Each month, new synth, new set of sounds, showing you how to use it. Today, we're doing a bass sound. It's got a real square wave vibe. It's kind of a wobble bass, something you'd hear in some classic dubstep. However, the sound's far more versatile than just that. It can be used for a ton of things. This is one of my favorite sounds that I've discovered making on this unit. So let's get right in and set up the unit. So starting all the way from the left over, let's not worry about the ARP sequencer now. You can just have all the switches to the left. Modulation section, it's a real important part of it. Sine wave and the waveform. Let's rock the cutoff just a little bit past 1 o'clock here on the cutoff amount. All right, let's just start with the rate kind of around maybe 10 or 11 o'clock. Now, oscillator section, oscillator 1 and 2 are both square waves. So right there, oscillator 1, we want it at 16 on the octave, and oscillator 2 is 8 on the octave. And this part is super important as well. The frequency here, for the sound I'm showing you, you're gonna wanna turn it plus to about 3 o'clock and have the sync on. I'll show you how it sounds without that too, which is great, but for this particular sound that you've heard in the intro, this is the setting. Mixer section, oscillators are cranked both full and the noise is off. Utility section, let's start with the high pass at about 9 o'clock and the attenuator all the way down here at negative. Filter section, we're gonna put the cutoff at 9 o'clock. Keyboard tracking will be off, envelope amount at 9 o'clock, resonance at 10. Head over here to the envelope section. We're gonna crank the sustain all the way up. The decay is all the way maxed. The attack is all the way fast, and the release is at 9 o'clock. No spring reverb on. VCA and keep it on envelope. Got your volume up. Let's patch this thing. This is one of my favorite patches to do. I patch this thing within this configuration for a ton of sounds. It's basically my default patch. I've dropped a PDF of it in the description below, so you can download it there for your reference. Let's get going on this. All the way from left to right. Let's patch the ARP gate out into the sync in on the modulation. Now, we're going to patch wave out of oscillator 2 into the mixer oscillator 1 in. Now, to get out of that mixer, we're taking the output out and running it into the utilities multi. Now I want to run that multi into the input of my attenuator and the output of my attenuator into the input of my high pass filter. Last two patches on this thing are super simple. We're gonna output of our high pass filter into the input of our filter section. And we're going to take the envelope out of our envelope and run it into the cutoff in. The sound's already gonna sound amazing as soon as I hit play. I love the way this thing sounds. This is where you can kind of start playing around with it over here in the cutoff. Now, like I said, if you keep the frequency at 0, you're going to have you're gonna lose this nice sound on the wobble, which I really like. That's super useful as well. It's just not the sound that I'm showing you in this one. There's a lot of things you can do to play around with this sound. Have a play with it, you know, mess around, bypass. Mess around with the resonance. And the spring reverb can be really cool here, especially in subtle amounts. there you have it. A nice wobble bass sound, rich in harmonics, real classic sounding on an amazing synthesizer. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, come back for more. See ya.